Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this wonderful Monday. But more than anything, today is a celebration of women all over the world. It is International Women's History Day, and I am just proud to be here tonight to do a wonderful celebration of not only the two ladies who are my co-hosts this evening, but our two amazing, phenomenal female guests that we have coming up later on in the show. Coming up on the show tonight, our good friend, intuitive and energy healer and best-selling author Marla Goldberg is back tonight. And as you guys all know, we are just 12 days away from spring. The pandemic is seeming as if it might be easing up a little bit. We'll talk about what the CDC has said tonight about gatherings, but a lot of people are still apprehensive. A lot of people have fears and anxieties. And so tonight, Marla Goldberg is going to be here to kind of comfort and soothe us to get back to our new normal. And then later on in the show, we'll meet an amazing young lady. This coming Thursday is National Kidney Awareness Day. So we'll meet the incredible Miss Monica Fox, a kidney transplant survivor who is now the Director of Outreach and Government Relations for the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois. Her story is beautiful. Her outreach is even more amazing. Well, sitting in the co-host chair tonight, let me flip the screen so I can put everybody in their proper perspective. Yay! In the box over there. Oh, I'm good, baby. I'm so good. Look at there. Miss K. Renee, Karen of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Give it up for Miss K. Renee.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm fine on this magnificent Monday, International Women's History Day evening.
Yes, absolutely. We're so glad to have you back in the co-host chair as always. There's so much we need to talk about, but no Monday conversation is complete without that diva down there. Oh, wait, no, down there. Yay! The one and only Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks. How are you?
I'm doing good for this Monday. It's a great Monday. Weather has been awesome here in Oklahoma. Loving it.
Yes. So now when you say awesome there, like today here in Chicago, I think we got up to about 65 degrees. And and look, Kim, they was doing the plum fool here today, 65 degrees. 3 people called me and said, Chat Daddy, how many fashion tickets have you handed out today? And I said, you know what? I'm not even going after anybody on fashion because hell, we've been in the house for a year. Right. And it's the first day of like just beautiful weather in Chicago. What's the weather been like where you are?
It's about the same, but my Chicago instinct still kicks in. So I'm out going out with my puffy coat. So when I go out, I'm sweating. But I'm sorry, it's March. And the Chicago girl will not leave me. So I still put on my winter coat, but it's been a beautiful day, sunny, not a cloud in the sky, but I hear it's windy here. Very windy.
Okay, Renee, did you get to soak in any of this vitamin D today?
I did not, unfortunately, although I went out over the weekend. And then so both of you posted, I did. I went to a movie.
Really?
Yes, my big sister, Tourniquet Payne, and one of her dearest friends, Miss Nakamura Jenkins, who celebrated her birthday, she surprised both her and I. We went to see The War with Grandpa downtown on Block 37. She rented the entire theater just for us.
What? Oh, that's nice. That is really cool.
We practiced social distancing, of course, right? We had our, the swipes and the Lysol, all that to spray on the seats. The food was delivered to us. And it was a very small theater. I think that the availability could have been no more than 20, so that's good. But we had a great time. I said, you know what? I could this. This is
Yes.
not a bad thing, right?
Yes, of course. Well, a lot of what I want us to talk about tonight and the following weeks, as we move forward, is just ways of we can all be safe, do
Right.
things. Today I had left home and didn't have my bottle of sanitizer in my pocket, didn't have one in the now I felt
You are always
and look
prepared.
and have a million bottles here at the house. I
Hmm.
bought one today, like, Lord, I'm without a bottle. It's almost like your lip chap, you know what I'm saying? Or lotion, so I
Right.
think we'll all now start practicing safer contacts, things like that. And we'll talk about what the CDC says today. All right. Well, ladies, we are 12 days away from spring 2021. And Kim, the way you're talking, Oklahoma City is definitely welcoming spring. Hopefully, we'll be doing the same here too.
Yes, we are welcoming spring, but we're doing it with caution because, as you know, this is Tornado Alley.
That's right.
So we have to be very cautious here, and very aware about the tornadoes that may come our way. So we're
Right.
very cautious and very aware of that. But the last couple of years have been kind to us, and hopefully this year will be kind to us as well during
Good.
tornado season.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Well, let's do the latest COVID-19 update numbers. Illinois public health officials confirmed and or, probable, speculate, 1,182 new known cases of COVID-19. Thank goodness we only had 5 additional fatalities. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those people that lost their loved ones, but I'm so glad to see the numbers down into small digits. This now brings the total number of known infections in Illinois to 1,199,517, with our state death total. That almost was a tongue twister there. Our state death total being 20,767. And that's been since the beginning of this pandemic. Kim, how are things looking on your end when it comes to COVID?
The numbers are going down, the death rates are going down, and the vaccinations are going up.
Mhm.
I think I told you all that my tentative date is going to be March 22nd. And my brother, who is a pastor here in Oklahoma, is trying to get the church to be a hub for people to get their vaccination shots. And we're
Mhm.
not the only church that's doing that. Other churches are as well.
Mhm.
We are scheduled to Easter Sunday is April 4th. We will not be open, but we have scheduled services that are going to be outside, as have many churches here in Oklahoma. So we're steadily trying to bring that new normal back by getting
Mhm.
people vaccinated and, of course, still practicing by the CDC guidelines.
Very good. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That sounds really good. Okay, Renee, anything you want to give update wise when it comes to this whole COVID thing before I give the vaccination numbers for the last 24 hours?
I think that I know this past weekend with the All Star in Atlanta. I'm curious to find out and curious to hear your comments, both you and Kim, on how Atlantans did. But the fact that we're able to get out just a little bit more, I'm concerned where people just may get that selective amnesia and not put on the mask, not practice the CDC guidelines. I mean, this will be a test for all of us as the weather gets warmer. This coming Sunday, we spring ahead, got to turn them clocks ahead. So we're going to lose an hour of sleep. So it's just going to be interesting to see how we move forward.
Yes. Well, my biggest concern after seeing everything that went on in Atlanta this weekend, I saw various concerts, clubs, as Kim was saying, strippers that have made 6 figures in a few hours per night and all of that. Team too much. I look at me going out this past Friday evening. I only went to things that were limited people. I arrived so early at the first thing. I was the my guest and I were the third and fourth person in the room. So we found where we wanted to sit, make sure people weren't near us. We wore our mask. Even when I left and went somewhere else, I went where, when I walked in, they knew who I was, took me to a private table. Everything was great. I will never probably be back in massive crowds like that, for not, at least not this year. I'm not interested. I know that our mayor has said that our ballparks would be able to open. Let me say this real quick, ladies. For the first time since 2019 season, fans will be roaming around Guaranteed Rate Field and Wrigley Field. Mayor Lightfoot announced today a limited number of fans will be allowed to attend both the White Sox and Cubs game this year. And it's at like 20% capacity. So 8,274 people would be able to go to Wrigley per game, and 8,122 would be able to do guaranteed rate. That's actually 8,000 too damn many for me, period.
Right.
Either way, right.
Yeah, I think we really need to ease into this. I read a snippet somewhere where we are still vulnerable to another surge because not everyone is getting the vaccine. You all know the mummer, especially in our community. I know a few of my friends that are just not going to get it. While we would still want to get back to normal, get people back to work, we still have to be very cautious going forward about this. Because when you're walking down the street, you don't know who's gotten the vaccine and who hasn't. No one comes up with a red sign, although that would be wonderful, saying I'm vaccinated. So we have to be very cautious going into this next phase.
Shout out to the people who are creating various groups on Facebook. I now belong to a group of Chicagoans who have all posted pictures or tagged where they were getting their shot. And and the funniest thing is that somebody said, well, look, once this is all said and done, a select few of us know that at least you can have dinner with these people, or it's okay to do whatever with these people, because it's not that we're trying to shame anybody or make anybody feel bad. I know a lot of people, from elderly to young people, that feel they won't get the vaccine. But I look at it like this: I am ready to move on with my life. And this year has given me a lot to reflect on, and I'm just ready to move on. Okay, Renee, where are you with this?
Oh, I registered online, so I will be waiting to receive notification when I can take the vaccine. So that was the first step, right? So now it's just a waiting because I'm not in that group where people who have pre-existing conditions. I'm thankful of that. So when it's my turn, as I said to you on many times during this show, I will take the vaccine. Just like when you had to take the tetanus shot, the flu vaccine, all that. This is no different. So
Agreed.
Okay, well, Illinois public health officials released a statement today. In the last 24 hours, 29,564 dosage of the COVID-19 vaccine was administered. This was yesterday on Sunday, the lowest daily count since February 20th. The 7-day rolling average for vaccine administered in Illinois is 90,135 dosages. I don't have the full amount, but you better believe people are letting you know when they get that second shot or when they got it, all of that. So very good. Well, today, while I was out, I found out that the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, has released some long-awaited guidelines, and these guidelines I think will help so many of us. Hey, Marla, it is so good to see you. Marla Goldberg, our guest that'll be joining us. We love you, Marla. Thank you so much. They've released some guidelines today that I was very happy about. They said that Americans can gather with other vaccinated people indoors without wearing a mask or social distancing. And, we've been waiting to hear this. Of course, when you're still out in public, you need to wear a mask. I will always be wearing a mask on public transportation, airplane, train, whatever the case may be. I don't know, ladies. What do you think about this? I'm getting ready to throw a vaccination party.
Well,
Again,
when you do,
I'm cautiously optimistic about it. My brother and I were talking because, of course, our parents have gotten vaccinated, and we're all scheduled to get the vaccine together. So we're trying to plan a trip to Arizona to see my folks, but we won't be doing that until June or July. We just want to make sure that this is safe. That as we travel, we are safe and going forward, because we don't want to get out there and then they go, well, wait a minute. So we just want to, go through the procedure, see how this goes. And then June and July, when it's the hottest, Arizona,
Right.
we'll
Yeah.
be making our trip there to see my folks.
Nice, nice. Reunited and it feels so good. Yes. I love it. That's wonderful. That is really, really nice. And as well, I mean, I talked to my aunt who's in her late 80s, and I called her yesterday and I said, hey, and she said, I get the second shot on Tuesday. I said, okay. And she said, what about you? I said, well, I got the first one so far. Well, don't call me till you get that second one. Then we can talk about you coming to visit. I said, okay. So, I just think it's time, because everybody just needs to see people and reflect on what we've been through and just all of that. So I just think it's so interesting, to say the least. And I'm going to tell you all this. Honey, airfare is high as I don't know what. So they must know that people, want to travel again. Baby, they trying to make a monopoly on that airfare.
Right, and recoup that money.
Yes.
Recoup that money.
Yes.
They lost a lot of money in the last, 13, 14 months.
Yes.
So they're trying to recoup that money.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, they can't recoup it if folks still out of work. How about that? They need to come to a happy medium, because there's still 10 million folks who are not working.
Yes.
So
yes.
They have to, even though I know they want to make money, all of us want to make money, but they're gonna have to think ahead. Like, okay, if we want people to travel, we gotta make it somewhat affordable, if not price out of the pocket. So
well, with that being said, that's where the new the Urban Global Traveler series comes in. I will be doing a series of travel stories on different locations at least once a month, and telling people what they need to do, where they need to go. These will be from high end to low end vacations, trips, things like that. But I'm glad you ladies did that segue. Here's the deal. Somebody said to me earlier, no, I was watching a national news show that said this. 10 million may be unemployed, but do you know how many still were able to work from home and got full salaries while working from home? And they were saying that number is far greater than the unemployment number. 10 million sounds a lot to us because we're everyday regular people, but people who have kept their jobs throughout this whole pandemic and have been getting paid, they, no gas, no clothing, no dry cleaning. I drove past the dry cleaners this weekend and I said, God, I bet you the dry cleaning business probably really did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the reason why I would go to the dry cleaners was because of work clothes and things like that. Not, my everyday stuff I wear around here is in the washer or dryer. So,
I don't know if we'll ever know the ramifications of just little things that you don't even think about, that people don't do anymore. Even the places where you go to lunch downtown, in some of these places, I'm sure they're hurting because people are working from home now.
It's funny you mentioned that, Kim, because when we were leaving, my big sister and her friend, we were leaving the theater. There's that McDonald's right across the street from the Goodman Art.
Yes.
Closed. Shut down.
Women like gone.
Gone. You hear me? There's so many restaurants near the Goodman gone. I was like, OMG. So
the Goodman, that's my place.
Well, the Goodman is still there, but there was that McDonald's
but I know what you're saying,
right across the street.
Yeah.
Gone. Starbucks. Gone. So
Well,
Yeah.
they were saying that downtown Chicago is not attractive anymore. Like people are really not trying to live in downtown Chicago because the reason you lived in downtown Chicago was to be able to go down and get that fresh cup of coffee from Starbucks in the morning and be able to hail a
Right.
cab wherever you're trying to go. And ever since the looting and rioting and all the civil
Hmm.
unrest that has gone on in downtown Chicago, people are not interested in living. You can really live down there for a song and dance now, quiet as a kept. You
Wow.
really can.
Yes, I'm sure
Yeah.
you can.
That's
So,
interesting.
yep, 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 yep. Oh my God. Candace said a whole food court in the Thompson Center is gone.
I believe it. I believe it.
Wow, that's just crazy. Well, Miss
Mhm.
Kim, do us a favor. Please give us the latest DC update. Girl, I'm waiting on my check. Ain't that what we say
Okay.
on this show? I'm waiting
We
on
wait.
my check. Look, when our check
We
coming, Miss Kim. Look, you're
right.
right, sister girl. Look, sister girl, speak on our check,
That's
please.
Y'all
right.
talking about money.
Right.
The Senate, of course, um, the House passed that bill last week, and the Senate did a weekend marathon to pass the COVID relief bill. I believe it's $1.4 trillion. The reason why they took so long was because Joe Manchin from West Virginia was still haggling about the amount of checks and the amount of money people would get for the unemployment. Initially, people were going to get $400 extra, but Joe Manchin said he wanted it for $300 weekly, an extra $300, and that will run through September. Also, in that bill is $1,400 checks. That's in addition to the $600 checks that most of us got back in December. There are $350 million for state and local governments. That will help with the vaccination, that will help with schools being reopened and other small businesses. And also state and local governments. And it will also expand child tax credits. According to President Biden, those checks will go out most likely by the end of this month, meaning the end of April. The bill still has to, because it's been revised with that $300 weekly, it's been revised, so it will have to go back to the House, and the House will pass it. And Nancy Pelosi has basically said that bill will pass. So more than likely, it will be signed by the end of this week by President Biden, and then those checks will be issued, as I said before, by the end of the month.
Okay. All right. So we looking at as they say, a resurrection season with some good eggs in the basket.
This is one of the most. Yep. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is one of the most sweeping bills to pass Congress to give people financial aid. I think this will be the last type of COVID bill we see as the vaccinations go up, as the number of people who are who get COVID go down. People are going to start going back to work. Kids are going to start going back to school. But this is a very monumental bill that Joe Biden got passed. But let me just state this, which is very sad. Not one Republican voted for this bill in either the state or the House. And what's interesting is this bill is almost similar to the one that Trump proposed back last year. So why they didn't want to support it, I don't know. But it did not get one Republican vote.
And I think, Kim, what you should do, or I probably will do, all those Senate Republicans who didn't vote, they need to be on blast. So every time snit like this happens, they need to be put on blast because they have to get reelected or they have to get voted again very soon. So I
And
think it's
right. And the progressive wing of the party, meaning the Bernie Sanders and the AOCs, really wanted that $15 or
right.
$17 minimum wage to be put in. And because of millionaires, and you all saw it on my page, who said no, it's very interesting for a millionaire who's a multimillionaire to vote against someone getting $17 an hour.
That's just ridiculous.
A mess and a half.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Well, Kim, we really appreciate you for that Washington, D.C. update. You do a great job as always. Long story short, where's my check? Where is my check? Please, somebody get my check. All right. Yay. Okay, Renee, what you got over there in gossip and entertainment? It's Women's History Day and
Okay.
International Women's History Day. And let me do this
Yes,
real
it is.
quick before you give us a tidbit. This is
All
a
right.
global holiday that is celebrated annually on March 8th. This is to commemorate the culture, political, and social economic achievements of women. It also is the focal point of women's rights movement, bringing attention to issues such as gender equality, reproductive rights, and violence against women. Again, I take my hat off to all you ladies around the world. Love you, appreciate you, much respect. And Kay Renee, you're going to actually give us a historical fact that blew my mind in our staff meeting.
Oh my
It did.
goodness.
I was
But,
like,
but before I get started, I too want to honor all women, and particularly two women that are no longer with me, my mother as well as my nana, who were just beautiful women. I give honor to my sister Kim, who I'm just really, she's like definitely a sister from another mister, and all the women who have just made a difference in this universe, past, present, and future. But as Kim does in her daily feeds, as I'm doing with my nuggets, I also provide interesting women history facts. And this one truly blew my mind. Okay, let me get started. This interesting women's fact comes from Miss Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner. And Miss Kenner was an African American inventor, most noted for, drumroll please, yes, noted for the sanitary belt. Now, for those women, they're like, what is she talking about? Is now known as a sanitary napkin. So for those men who don't know what a sanitary napkin is, let me be plain. Most women who go through puberty, they have to go through a menstrual cycle. In doing so, you need some assistance with your menstrual flow. You either use a tampon or a sanitary napkin. And when you know it, ladies and gents, this sanitary napkin was invented by a sister, Miss Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner. But
what?
interesting enough, however, due to racial discrimination, her patent for this particular product was prevented for 30 years. Now, I that just really shocked me that she tried to she saved her money to get the patent initially. She lost the patent, and when she applied for a patent, they turned her down because she was black. Now
Wow.
she invented other things besides the sanitary napkin, and let me just read on here. She invented an adjustable sanitary belt with an inbuilt moisture proof napkin pocket. Okay, that was the sanitary napkin. But between 1956 and 1987, she received 5 total patents for her household and personal item creations. She shares the patent on the toilet tissue holder. So that little holder that when you go to the bathroom and you have the toilet tissue, she created that with her sister, Mildred Davidson.
Wait, she
She
created
also
the spindle. The
the
spindle.
spindle. That's what she also created.
She created the toilet tissue spindle.
That's correct. And she
Amen.
also held a patent on a back washer that could be mounted on the shower or bathtub wall. Okay? So this invention was patented in 1987. Then she also patented the carrier attachment for a walker in 1959 after her sister developed multiple sclerosis. So we have to
Wow.
give honor to this woman here.
We owe her
And
a lot.
and for those
We
who need to look
do.
at this, and she was fine. This woman
Yes.
looked good. You hear me,
She's
Miss
very
Right.
handsome.
Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner. Unfortunately, she left this earth on January 13th, 2006.
Hmm.
Wow. Man, I never knew a sister. That is
A
so
sister.
interesting. Isn't that amazing?
So,
All right.
so all you women, I don't care what color you are, when you have to go to and have that monthly, You need to get a sanitary napkin. You better thank a sister.
So
Now,
ladies, you know this finger mean I got a question. You know
go
this the
ahead.
respectful finger. This is finger you use when you leave in church. This the
Yes,
finger
chat daddy.
when you need to ask a question.
Yes,
Um,
chat daddy.
ladies, before this lady created this pad or this belt, what was y'all doing before that?
I don't know
Well,
because I
I don't
wasn't
know
born.
because I wasn't born there, so I can't
Okay.
ask. So we need to have an old ask your auntie. You know, the 80-year-old auntie say, Auntie, what were you
Yeah,
doing,
but see,
with
here's the
with
never mind, never mind. I don't want to know. I
But
don't
you
want to
know
know.
what? You
see?
but let me just say this. Black people, we have turned tinfoil into antennas. We have
Okay.
turned pliers into remote controls. We have
Yes.
turned record covers into sweep the sweep thing. So
Yeah,
we know how to make do.
right. Okay.
We
Okay.
know how to
Okay.
make do. If
Yeah.
nobody don't know
But
how to make do, we know how to make do.
we do. But
Right.
who
Okay.
knew though? Art and Kim, who knew? Cause when
Yeah.
I
Right.
read it, I said, "You've got to be kidding me." But that
Hidden
doesn't, again,
figures.
that doesn't surprise me at all.
Hidden figures.
Our good friend Lynn Klein. Lynn will be coming to hang out with us soon on the show.
Okay,
She said my mom said they used to use old rags and then they had to wash them, which
I
I
believe
believe
it.
that. I
I
do
believe it.
believe that. I believe
Yep.
that for sure. Charlotte wants you guys to post that about the MSK Renee. So maybe you could post it
Okay.
on your page. Yeah, she'll
It's
post it for you.
already it's already posted. When I do
We
my
posted
women's
on there.
history play, I always put the Wikipedia link
Okay.
so people can
Beautiful.
click and they can get all the information on that particular phenomenal woman. So yes, if
Yeah.
you go to my page at K Renee Mason and look at my feed, you will see Miss Miss Kenner.
Beautiful.
And I'm
So
just really, and she looked, and she was gorgeous. Y'all saw the
yeah.
photo. She looked
Yeah.
drop dead gorgeous.
Wonderful. Charlotte made a
Mhm.
great point too. Disposable diapers. Like I remember growing up in cloth diapers. My
Mhm.
Right,
sister
I
was
did
the
too.
age of Pampers or diapers like
Hmm.
that. All right. Well,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move our show on. We have more gossip and entertainment coming up later. Yesterday, Madam Oprah did a bombshell interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. 17 million people actually watched this interview, 68 countries worldwide. And so,
Wow.
after we get through interviewing all of our guests tonight, we're going to stay on the air just a little bit longer so we can talk about that very fascinating interview that took place last night. As you
Yes.
guys all know, we're a health and wellness show. We want to remind you guys to please put your mask on. Make sure you have your mask. Make sure it's nice and tight. We do understand that a lot of the states have loosened their restrictions, no mask requirements. On this show, we will be wearing our mask until Juvember of 2025. If you can
Hmm.
find Juvember, that's Juvember on your calendar anywhere,
Mm.
then you can stop wearing your mask. Other than that, we're asking that you please wear your mask in public places. Whenever you're around people you're not sure if they have had the vaccine or not. We just want to make sure everybody is safe and doing the right things. Right, ladies? You ladies both
Yes.
look great in your mask.
Thank
We all
you.
Thank
decided to
you.
wear black tonight. Mine says
Yes.
smile. Smile. Yes. All right. We also want to remind you guys to wash your hands. If you have soap and water is the best thing you can do to keep your hands nice and clean. If you do not have soap and water, we say hand sanitizer on this show. Yes, we do. So we're considered sexy sanitizers on this show. So we just put some in our hands. Look at that. Look. Oh, gone, y'all. Gone, girls. And we rub nice and wonderful for you all. We have an OnlyFans page that is late night. Miss Kim ain't on that page with us. That's our alter ego. Right. But Kay Renee and I be rubbing hands all night on our OnlyFans page. Join us there. Also, we want to remind you all to social distance. Social distance means 6 feet this way, 6 feet this way, and 6 feet that way. We also are all former flight attendants. That's why we're able to do that so well. That's why we're able Do that in sync, yes. And last but not least, what do we say on this show? If you are not feeling well, we don't care how much the country is open back up. We don't care who's having a barbecue next weekend. We don't care if grandma and grandpa got the shot. If you are not feeling well, we're asking you to please keep your ass at home. It's plain and simple. It's in every language understands keep your ass at home. They do. I don't care. You can go to Tahiti and say keep your ass at home. They'll understand exactly what you're saying. Okay.
Bingo.
All right.
Bingo.
So bingo.
Right.
So we want to remind everyone those safety tips, and that's just how we'll do it. Even though everybody's getting the vaccine, I got my first dosage. The ladies will be getting theirs. We still want everybody to wear a mask and stay safe. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We love you guys. All right. Well, our next guest this evening is no stranger to the show. She's been here many times with us before. We just love and adore her. And the one reason that I like having Marla Goldberg on is whenever we have a change in our world, we need someone who has that intuition, someone who's able to speak words of comfort and peace over us. And as we all know, our country is opening back up. It is. For some people, it's a little too quick, a little too soon. For others, I'm ready to go. Let's move forward. So we need to find a balance where everybody is comfortable. So joining us tonight to talk about calmness, which is something we need to have. Ladies, do you ladies have calmness in your life, or do you feel a little aggravated? You ladies feeling calm? You feeling good? All of that?
Feeling good. Feeling
It
very
depends
good.
it depends on the day. I will be honest.
Okay, depends on the day. I get that. I get that. Well, to help us here on International Women's Day, yay! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our show. Intuitive energy healer and best-selling author, Miss Marla Goldberg.
Hello, everyone.
Yay!
Good to see you.
Good to see
Marla.
you too.
Marla.
Hi there. How are you doing, Karen and Kim? And Art.
Good.
Yay!
Happy
Marla, you
International
look
Women's Day
amazing.
to you.
And to you.
Yes.
Aren't we just doing things to break things down and open up paths for the youngins?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
I mean,
Marla, the last time we talked, you and the family were doing well. Everybody was well adjusted. We were doing what we do best, is live through this pandemic. Now we're seeing that the world is kind of opening up again. Things are starting to breathe a little bit. But then you have some people who are still fearful and panicky. And then you have other people that are like, yeah, let's make this happen. Let's look at spring break in Florida. Where are you at with everything that's been going on lately, Marla?
I'm still about social consideration. Being social considerate to the other people. You don't know what someone is dealing with. So I'm still wearing my mask. I'm still keeping my distance. I talk about it quite a bit. I am about, not being in the me. I'm entitled, just because people are getting vaccinations, that I'm entitled to go and do whatever I want to do and go crazy. Look, we're all going crazy to get out and get back to our new normal, whatever that's going to look like. Mm-hmm. Because I had just read something about how the hospitality industry is so changed. I had the conversation with my husband about how many restaurants and businesses in the downtown area, like of Chicago. We were actually talking of Chicago, and he goes, well, no, he goes, I don't see why it would change. And I had to give him the numbers. If you have 2 million people in the downtown area getting lunch and breakfast and drinks and dinner, and now all of a sudden you might only have 500,000 people living in the city, and everybody's in their suburban, or in Wisconsin or Indiana. Guess what? You're losing on how many millions of people of revenue. It's going to hurt the businesses.
Right.
So it's, I suggest, support your local business as best as you can. However, even if you have to take food home, just to keep it going, because we don't know what it's going to look like when everyone is back out again. A lot of people say they're going to continue to work from home, but what if their businesses say, no, I want you to come back to the office?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be that fine line where they have to do some projection thinking. Maybe they need to go to a psychic and have it figured out how do we keep these restaurants open and, businesses that support, like who I was listening, who said that the Thompson Center,
yes,
all the food courses done. It's gone.
One of our viewers tonight posted that the food court at the Thompson Center, that's the state building, that it is no longer there. It's gone. And then Kay Renee was just saying that the McDonald's across from the Goodman right there on Randolph is gone.
That's gone.
Several. And that McDonald's has been there forever. Right there on that corner. So so it's really bad that a lot of things that we used to be like, oh, that McDonald's is there, I'll just grab some. That's gone now. So yes. And then I've also noticed that a lot of these places are not letting people come in and really sit down, like most of the coffee shops and places where people will luxuriate and just sitting there. And I think that's their biggest fear too, of vagrants or just people wanting to sit there.
Well, it's happening in New York where, the homeless, they had to get them off the street. So they were renting hotels, the whole hotel, filling them with the homeless people. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that the homeless people they were doing destruction to the buildings. They were still going out, because not everybody is just hard on their luck. Some of them are alcoholics and drug addicts, and they still commit violent crimes. And my girlfriend witnessed it on the Upper West Side of New York. It's hard. It's hard because you want to take care of your people, but on the other side, you also want to take care of everyone else. And Chicago is not a city known for great weather in the winter. It's not like Miami, right? Where you want to take your coffee and sit outside in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived my life in Chicago.
Yes.
Very good. Well, Marla, I want to talk a little bit about self-care. Everything that we've been seeing nowadays is all about trying to get the mind, body, and spirit back in order. I was telling someone I had an appearance last Sunday, and I put on a pair of dress shoes, and really I felt like Annie Oakley in her first pair of pumps. Because I have not had a dress shoe on in well over a year. And so I was like, man, I feel almost like shoes are obsolete to me. So let's talk about the beginning stages of self-care in this new normal.
Well, I mean, self-care is always, for me, meditation. You have to get quiet, get that space in your mind so you can get your messages. And we all have the ability to get our messages. I feel that we still need to move our bodies. We still need to take walks. We work out, whatever works, because not every body is meant for heavy duty, weightlifting or high impact, but a nice walk, getting in some fresh air, it clears the mind. It's great for getting the blood circulating and getting things moving. And a lot of us, including myself, has been a little bit more sedentary than we might have been 2 years ago in 2019, and let's face facts, that refrigerator is only a short distance away. And it just keeps calling my name so much so I had to go into intermittent fasting just to control.
I understand.
I mean, so it's,
and the phone is even closer for Uber Eats.
Exactly. And they leave it at the front door. You don't even have to get dressed to open the door.
Right.
Open the door.
Right. True.
And there it is. Surprise, my food.
Right.
So, I mean, I have to say, I am grateful. I have a dog. He's 110 pounds. So we don't pee pad him. We don't pee pad train him. We take him out. So
that's a human being. That's a human being. Yes.
It is a human being. And actually, Bart, I'm sure he's as tall as you on his hind legs.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's a big boy.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is. Really, it is. Let's see. Go ahead. Continue.
I was just going to say, and look, there's so many things we can do for ourselves, but whatever we do for ourselves, do it with the highest intention to bring comfort and peace to whatever's going on with you. So if you're anxious, do something to help with the anxiety. If you're depressed, you know, there are things you can do to start helping yourself with the depression, like putting on music. Whether you want to hear the music or not, put on that music, start moving your body, start singing that song. And there's nobody who can feel bad when you're dancing or singing. Come on, you've all been there. I'm not the only one who admits to bad singing and bad dancing and moving myself around.
Yes.
But it's important because it just gets everything moving, which is opening up that window, you know, and letting the fresh air in. So movement will raise your vibration and let you feel like you've got that breeze blowing over you.
Very much
Oh
so.
my God. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Ladies, questions for Marla. I see you both have those wonderful smiles on your face. You ladies, you both look calmer just since Marla been talking to us. Any questions?
But we're changing. I've heard your subject matter talking about. So this is
well, what I do like, Marla, is your surroundings. It's very there's some calmness there. Maybe you can describe, you know, some of the things behind you, because that seems to be a place of zen for you. So can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. So I collect rocks and stones. I have all over my house. I have amethyst and quartz and my big thing is I like to collect stones that I haven't had before. So I just have to share a couple of things I just got. This is a smoky amethyst. I've never had a smoky amethyst before. Wow. So amethyst, you know, it's purple. I'm trying to find my amethyst. So this is a regular amethyst and a smoky amethyst. So I always have my rocks. I have a new crystal ball. Wait, I love this. It is heavy, but I have to put this up. Look at this. Is that not
that's
incredible?
Oh, that is really nice. That's nice.
So I just wherever I go, if I see a rock, I try to collect them. And if you're ever in Savannah, Georgia, at the Hyatt Hotel on the main level, street level, they have these crystals, these huge specimens of crystals, like 7-foot citrine and 6-foot citrine and amethyst, and they're just phenomenal. But this is my scream pillow. So if you're ever frustrated, you just, you know, put it up to here and start screaming. So I designed it for city dwellers mostly because it's a little hard to really get your scream on and not alarm your neighbors.
Right. Yes. Right.
So I wanted something that was humorous, but was functional, and you can wash the cover in the wash machine. So I've got my book showing, my best-selling book, My Effing Long Journey to Loving Myself. A Guide to a Shorter Path. I have my journal that I've devised, that I've written. This is a soul portrait. So I go to Delphi University for continuing education. It's in Georgia. It's in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia. And the founder, Patricia Hayes Smith, this is one of hers. She developed this technique called Intura Art. And she'll look at a picture of your face, and she gets all this information downloaded, which then goes into her pastel chalks, and it goes into a portrait. So, and this is just amazing. Every time I get to, you know, walk in my room and see it.
Very nice.
Yes, very nice Zen room. That's what everybody is saying. I love a beautiful Zen room. That's the way I feel about the bathroom. Should always be a Zen room as well. No, I'm telling you, I cannot go to a chaotic bathroom. I've got to go to a very nice bathroom. I've just been that way all my life. Yeah, I can't.
I think aesthetics are important in everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you want a nice bedroom that's comfortable, whatever that means to you.
Yes.
You know, and then where you sit, I mean, your sofa or your special chair, you know, with that comforter that just makes you feel so warm and cozy. Whatever it might be, it's got to resonate with you. And if it doesn't, it needs attention. So.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Kay Renee, did you have a question for Marla tonight?
I did. What How did you decide to become who you are and, being an energy healer and intuitive? I mean, it's just when Art mentioned you were going to be on, I said, this is very fascinating to me. So, how did that come about?
It wasn't planned. Like many people who find their life challenging, and I hit rock bottom in mine. I was in a really horrible marriage, and my life hit rock bottom. I didn't know what to do. And I went to listen to a woman speak on how to heal yourself. And there was a little voice in my head saying, you have nothing else to lose. Nothing is working, because nothing was working.
Mm,
And little did I know I was starting my first mystery school. And I ended
mm,
up going to this school for 3 years. And the belief of my teacher, of the woman who founded the school, was you need to clean out your own closets before you can help anyone clean out your own. So as we kept learning different techniques, we had to, in between the time we'd go to school, because we would go 3 times a year for 5-day intensives. So we would have to do 50 homeworks, and part of the homeworks were exchanges with your fellow students. So we got a lot of self-work done. And then I didn't think I was going to be a healer, because I couldn't even say energy healer. I would say I'm a, and I would just sort of like mumble because it wasn't mainstream, and it just wasn't fully understood. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now,
wow.
and long time. And now I
That's a
have
long time.
25 modalities under my belt. But I was traveling with my now husband, and I was sound asleep, and there was this big booming voice, and it's happened before. He tends to yell at me, but so this male voice screaming in my ear saying, you need to start a practice, and you need to start helping people. And so I turned to my husband. I thought it was him, but he was sound asleep. So it's like, okay, what's going on here? Because it's the first time I've heard the voice like that, booming, yelling, demanding I do something. And we had a conversation, and I started part-time. Again, I couldn't say I was an energy healer. So how could I get clients if I couldn't tell them what I did? And slowly but surely, I sort of stepped into my shoes and started walking down my path more fully upright and proud and embracing it.
Hmm.
That's great. That is great.
Thank
That's
you.
Interesting.
great.
Very interesting. Wow. Well, Marla, let's talk about both of your books, how people can get your books, and then we want to get your closing thoughts with it being International Women's Day, you being a phenomenal woman, mother, all of that. I'm sure there's a message of hope and inspiration you want to leave with these amazing people tonight.
I do. And thank you. So my books, My Effing Long Journey to Loving Myself, A Guide to a Shorter Path, which is right over here. Oops. And My Sacred Journal, which is right over there, can be found at Amazon. My Sacred Journal is also at Barnes & Noble, or you can find it on my website at Marla Goldberg with 2Rs.com.
Aha, with 2 R's. There it is.
2Rs. I
Yeah.
know. People go, why the 2 R's? So I'm going to
Yes.
give you that quick story. I had a numerologist on my show, my podcast. And so at the end of the show, she goes, Marla, if you put 2 R's in one of your names, you'll get a higher frequency. And so I thought it was easier to put it in my husband's name than my first name. So that's how it came about.
I love it. I
I
do.
love
That
it.
is really great. That is
He
amazing.
wasn't too happy about it.
That's all right. He loves you unconditionally. Really, he does. What message do you want to
That's
leave with
right.
everybody tonight?
I'm going to say, whether it's International Women's Day or any day, lead with kindness, lead with
Mm,
gratitude. Kindness and
mhm,
gratitude, you can never be too kind to anybody. And you
mm.
can't be too grateful for what you have. And when you are grateful for what you have, you will receive more. It's when you
Yes.
start talking about what you don't have is when
Mhm,
you just keep missing the mark and getting receiving, because you'll just keep thinking about the don'ts instead of what I do.
mhm.
So
Mm,
think about the do's.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh
it.
my God. Oh my
That's it.
God. Somebody hand me a tissue. That was
That
beautiful,
was
wasn't
good.
it? That,
That was
Here you
that
good.
go.
was
Right
very
here.
nice. Oh,
That
thank
was
you,
good.
Marla. I got my towel here. Look, somebody hand me a tissue. Kay Renee, your closing thoughts to Marla, and then I'll let Kim close out with her thoughts to Marla. Go right ahead. Uh-oh,
Marla,
did
thank
Kay?
you so much.
Oh,
And that's a message. That's a message I needed to hear. So, all I can say is thank you.
Thank you, Kay Renee.
yes. Kim, what would
Mhm.
you like to say to our guest tonight?
It's a mantra, one of my mantras that I truly believe in, giving and being kind. And thank you for your energy tonight. I felt it as soon as you came on the screen. So thank
Thank
you.
you.
And the thing about it is the nuggets that you're going to give, just like the nuggets that Kay Renee gives, sometimes you don't need it right then and there, but you pull it out later on when you do need it. So thank you.
Thank you both. And Art, know how much I love you.
Marla, are you kidding me? You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, I don't know if I want these ladies loving on you as much as I love on you. I do. You are.
I do because I love him right back. Just say
Yay.
this and for love.
That's right. That's right.
And for
Marla,
love.
Yes.
that's why you always put us at ease. Your words are always so comforting, and we do wish you continued success on everything you do. And every time we have a shift in this world, guess who ends up back on the show?
And I'm so
Marla.
excited about that. Thank you. And
Yeah.
Art, congratulations on your new travel gig. How
Yes.
exciting is that?
So thank you so much. I'll give you a little bit of the backstory, but many, many years ago, I was the travel writer editor for the Chicago Defender, the oldest Black newspaper in the
Yeah.
country. And my job then was to entice the African American consumer to visit places that maybe they had never thought about visiting, different experiences, different angles. Well, of course, the economy changed. I ended up switching jobs. And so I said, well, now more than ever, with this pandemic coming to a close somewhat in our new normal, people want to get back out in adventure. But I still know a demographic of people who are afraid to go to major hotels, people who want to do maybe the off the beaten path. And so I'm going to do stories like that throughout the country and around the world on,
That's
here's budget
awesome.
friendly, here's safe, here's ADA accessible,
Nice.
LGBTQ friendly, whatever the case may be. I'm going to profile various places from my opinion of what I thought about them.
Well, if
Awesome.
you're ever in North Carolina, you've got to give me a ring, Art.
Well, darling, I hear an airplane coming your way soon. Yay! Oh, we will come.
All
We
right.
will.
Sounds
Yes, we
good.
will. Yes, I would love to get a lunch tour or something with you and chit chat. I will. We'll make it happen
I would love
because
to.
yeah, one of the reasons why I am pushing for people to get the shot and get the vaccine, it's everybody's personal choice, but it's to be able to do things like this for those of us that are independent contractors, people who have been out of work. Now is a time for you to create a new angle on how you want to work things. And so I now want to work things differently. So, yep, that's how it all got started again. And all those pictures you see in those ads on TikTok, I took every one of those pictures over the
Did you
years.
really? And
Wow.
photographer too.
Yes, none of those pictures are screenshot pictures. Those, those were all pictures I took myself all over the country. Yes, or
Wow.
world.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very
Mhm.
nice. The
That's
pictures
great.
are great.
That's
I've
great.
seen them.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Yes.
check you out, Art. Even though I'm not on your show, I check you out.
That's all right, Marla. I appreciate you. You're such a superstar, Marla. So that flatters me to know that a superstar is following me like that. I do. Well, ladies and
That's
gentlemen, big
awesome.
shout out for our good
Thank
friend, the one and only Miss Marla Goldberg, and that's with
you so
two
much.
R's and a G.
Yes.
She has some
Yes.
amazing books. You can get them at her website. You can get them on Amazon. She's an energy healer, intuitive. She just pops by. She's almost like somebody on Bewitched, pops in. Andorra. Yes, we used to love Andorra. Pop in and give us all the love we need and tell us what we need to know. And then she just pops out. So we love her.
Yes.
And I love
Yes.
you all back so much. And I look forward to seeing you, the three of you, the next time I'm invited back.
Yes,
Yes.
you will.
Oh, that sounds
All right.
great. Thanks so much,
Thank you.
Marla.
Good
Thank
night. We
you.
love you, Marla.
Bye.
Good night. We
Love you.
love you.
Good
Have a
night.
great evening.
Bye.
Ladies
You
and
too.
gentlemen, the amazing Miss Marla Goldberg.
Yeah, she was
Yay.
great.
Oh, and
She
she
was
Yeah.
great.
amazing. She's a sweetheart. We
Uh-huh.
just love
She
Marla. We
was.
do. Every time
Yes.
she's on the
Yes.
show, she's just a sweetheart. Visit her website, you guys, Marla Goldberg with 2Rs.com.
2 R's.
All right, 2 R's. All right, divas. Well, here we are. We're at the top of the hour. Are you girls okay? You need a coffee break? You need a
Doing
you ladies
good.
We're
all right?
good.
Okay, yeah, we are. This show is
We're
going by
good.
so quick tonight. It is, yeah.
Yes, it
So,
is.
anything else we need to talk about real quick before we bring another guest on? Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, at the bottom of this 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about the Oprah interview with Prince Harry. And Meghan Markle has earned every bit of her black card, every bit of it. For those of you all that was skeptical about Meghan Markle being black, she proved it with Oprah yesterday. She did. She told it.
She
She did.
did.
Ladies, where are you all at with this?
I'm not
I'm
gonna even
just
say
waiting
because
for the
we're gonna talk
conversation.
about it
Yeah,
later.
we're gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just
We got some
we'll
great
talk about it
feedback.
when we ready to talk.
Yes. Hey, Coach Kelly Porter. Oh, I've not seen or heard from her in a while. Hey, Coach, good to see you. She's written some good books too. Debbie Green, as always, my darling. We love you. We really do, Debbie. And thank you so much on the travel show, you guys. I appreciate you. It'll be featured right here on this show, but it'll be random trips that I'll do and do profiles and all that great stuff. All right. So here we are. Oh, coming up tomorrow night on the show is the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Our good brother, Boom Shakalaka, Mr. Chris Bass will be here tomorrow night to join the conversation as well, too. Dr. Janet Seabrook is back in the house tomorrow night. We're talking about women's health, as well as any update she wants to give us on COVID-19 and the vaccination. And then tomorrow night, we're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation about the fact that cartoon character Pepe Le Pew is now being brought up. I know y'all was gonna laugh, but this is another look. They getting ready to take him out of Space Jam too. A cartoon has lost a job, child. A cartoon. You know, times is tough when a cartoon has lost this job. So tomorrow night we're gonna talk about the demise of Pepe Le Pew. It's hard out here on a skunk. And we good. It's hard out here on the skunk, child. It's so hard. And really, I ain't gonna lie to you. Pepe Le Pew is who taught me how to Mac. It was Pepe Le Pew. Right? Yeah. I mean, if your parents never sat down and taught you the birds and the bees, then Pepe Le
Wait. Stop right there.
Right.
You mean tell me that your mother never taught you the birds and the bees? All right, you learned it from Pepe Le Pew.
From Pepe Le Pew. From Pepe Le Pew.
Lord.
And by the time I got grown, I learned the rest from Teddy Pendergrass.
Okay.
Pray for him, y'all.
I'm a Scorpio. Do I need to say more? Do I need to do
We're gonna pray for you. All right. We need to have Marla come back. Marla, come back. We need to get
pop back in. Pop back in. Please, pop back in. Wait, I'm like Debbie. See, Debbie a Scorpio like me. Debbie said, look, Pepe Le Pew had sex appeal, right? Pepe Le Pew, right. Debbie was all suave. See, we gonna have to defend Pepe Le Pew. We right. See, tomorrow right.
I'm not, not defending him, but I'm just aghast that you learned the birds and the bees from a cartoon character. That just kind of shocked me.
Maybe not Pepe Le Pew, but I felt as if Pepe Le Pew gave me a lot of my hello, darling. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Right.
I get that.
Pepe Le Pew was the essence of love. I mean, okay, we'll talk about all. I mean, let's look at how the honeymooners. And how Ralph Cramden, isn't that what was Jackie Gleason's character name?
Ralph Cramden, I think it was.
You had it right.
Remember, he used to tell Alice, "I'm gonna send you to the moon, Alice." That's abuse. That was abuse.
That is abuse. That is abuse. You're right.
And I say that about right. And I say that about Archie Bunker as well.
Oh, okay.
He should have been gone a long time ago.
So, ladies, your homework assignment is there. We got to come up with as many situations tomorrow night of inappropriate from our
Okay.
childhood up until now.
Yeah.
So that's our
Right.
homework.
I can think of a million.
Me too, me too.
Okay.
And they things that we really need to talk about. Okay, so that's your
Yeah.
homework assignment for tomorrow night.
Uh,
Yay, yay,
all
yay,
right.
yay. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this wonderful Monday evening. Tonight, we're celebrating International Women's History Day. It is Women's History Month. Tonight, we're paying homage to women all over the world. I have two amazing women who are my co-hosts, Miss K. Renee Mason, sitting over there in that box. She's the creator of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. She's here most nights, all nights. This is my girl now. She's doing it. Our new co-host has been added to the fold, and we love her. And when she's available, we got something for her to do all that. She hangs out with
Great.
us, the one and only Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks. These two fabulous divas have started their own Friday night blog show, and it's dealing with women's issues. And so, ladies, why don't we recap last night's show before we run to our next guest who's waiting in the green room? So go right ahead.
I'll let
Go
you go
ahead, Miss
ahead,
Kim.
Kay. Oh,
Oh no, you go ahead, sweetie.
we had a lady. For some reason, I can't remember. Kelly Albano. Sorry. And she talked about manifesting the man of your dreams, and manifesting your feminine energy. She is a feminine energy coach. She had two divorces, and she realized that she needed to release her feminine energy so men could start chasing her. So I encourage you all to go to our Facebook page, K and K, or go to either one of our Facebook pages, and you can see the recap of her giving her spiel on Friday. It was an excellent show. And we have another young lady coming on. Her name is Robin Tillman, I believe. And she will be on this Friday show talking a little bit about everything. We have some excellent shows coming up on women and money, women and health, dealing with domestic violence issues, and dealing with sexual abuse issues. So also, we have another show coming on dealing with grief. Many of us are dealing with an unsurmountable of grief during this period. Even if we have not lost people, we know people who has. It's up and down our timeline. So we have some excellent shows. Please follow Kay, Renee, or myself, or follow our page, K and K. We're on every Friday at 9 o'clock on Facebook Live.
Yay! And they're becoming great pitch women. Before the show is over tonight, I'll tell you all about a wonderful, wonderful 2-hour seminar I'll be doing Saturday, April 3rd. Saturday, April 3rd, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to be a superstar, whether it's on radio, television, or a digital media platform. This 2-hour informative seminar is going to really allow you to walk away with some good things. And I'm going to be doing individual coaching of some people down the road. All right. Because stars are made right here on digital media. Okay.
Yeah.
Our next guest this evening, I am so honored to have her here with us this evening. I do consider this woman a shero in so many different ways. Let me give you all just a little bit of her background. Miss Monica Fox is the Director of Outreach and Governmental Relationships at the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois. And she is the host of the Journey Continues podcast, which is being received very well, nice listenership. She is also a proud kidney transplant recipient who spent 3 years on in dialysis after being diagnosed with kidney failure. She is an amazing woman. I've talked to her many times. Her energy is really infectious. And this coming Thursday is National Kidney Awareness Day. So I figured we'd get the party started by talking about the importance of your kidneys and what you need to know to make sure you take care of your kidneys. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet our shero this evening, the amazing Miss Monica Fox.
Yay!
Hey.
Hi, Monica.
Uh-oh, you're on mute, Monica.
All right, here I am.
There
Here
you
I
go.
am.
Hey, Monica. Yay.
Hey,
How are
I'm
you?
so happy to join this party. You guys are having a good time.
Yes, how are you?
Thank you. Good to see
I'm
you,
great,
Monica.
thank you.
You look beautiful as always, Monica. You know, as the old people say, I'm not going to tell your business, but you looking too good to be a grandma now. Congratulations, she just became a grandma. You
Oh
guys.
Oh,
my goodness.
congratulations.
Yes.
Thank
When's
you.
your book coming out?
On Super Bowl Sunday, my daughter Olivia gave birth to Jacoby Edward Brown, and he is the most
Oh,
Of
precious
course.
jewel you ever want to see in the world.
I bet. I
Yep. So
bet.
I am a very proud
Congratulations.
Mimi.
Okay.
What's the new terminology now? What is
Mm.
it?
Mimi.
Oh, a
I'm
Mimi.
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 Oh, okay.
Yes.
See,
Huh?
I'm out of tune, honey. I'm calling it a grandma.
Well,
Look, they
Well,
like,
no,
some
no,
people.
we
they
Mimis
call
now.
her
We
grandma.
Mimis.
They call
So
Right.
some people
they
are
call her grandma.
grandmas, and
Uh-huh.
some people are nana. Not too many people want to be grandma these days.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Right. Wow. Well, you
Yeah.
know, Monica, as much as we're sitting here celebrating the birth of your beautiful grandson, your daughter having just a fabulous child and life being well, you actually have a backstory that really a lot of people just wouldn't even believe it. And for you to have come this far, please share with us what you've been through, and then let's talk about the future as well, too.
Absolutely. So, Art, when we first met, I was on dialysis, and my story began very abruptly. I, like 37 million other people in the United States, I was living with kidney disease and I didn't know it. 90% of the 37 million people in the country who are living with kidney disease, 90% of them don't know it. I was one of that 90%. I crashed into dialysis by way of the emergency room and the ICU.
Hmm.
So it was a crazy start to this road, down this road. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I had no knowledge of kidney disease or dialysis, no firsthand knowledge. Um, but I took a crash course in it, and managed to thrive through dialysis. I did not have high blood pressure or diabetes, which are the two leading causes of kidney disease. However, in retrospect, and I also had access to medical care. I was a medical administrator,
Hmm.
so I was, uh, I had health literacy on my side,
Hmm.
but I was unaware that traces of protein in your urine could lead to um, kidney disease. And so, on several occasions, over I'd say a 10-year period of time, I was told there was traces of protein in my urine, and they would quickly explain it away. And I would be relieved, right? You're relieved.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
say, oh, this, we saw this, but could be this. So I didn't know to push for more answers, and found myself suddenly with kidney failure. But God had a plan, and I knew it all along. So I
Hmm.
said to myself, I said, okay, God put me in this position, you know, for a reason. Because when I presented at the emergency room, my first 24 hours for 24 hours were critical.
Hmm.
They told my family they didn't know if I'd make it.
Wow.
Well,
Hmm.
once I made it past that, I knew he saved me for a reason.
Yes.
And I was determined to figure out what that reason was. And I was determined to walk in the purpose in which God had given me for by still keeping me here.
Yes.
And so that's what I've been able to do. So for 3 years, I sat in a dialysis center. I learned everything I could learn about dialysis. I became an advocate. I volunteered with Gift of Hope. That's how we first met. Gift of Hope invited me to come with them on
Hmm.
your show and talk about organ donation, because in our community, we are the most in need of kidney transplants,
Mm-hmm.
and we're the least likely to give. We don't believe in organ donation. I'm not going to okay that the Secretary of State designates me a donor. Somebody might follow me home and take my kidneys from me. Just all kind of
Hmm.
crazy things we believe. But
Right.
then each and every one of us know someone not too far removed who
Mm-hmm.
either needs or has had a kidney, or is
Mm-hmm.
diabetic, has high blood pressure, or is on dialysis. If you
Hmm.
took a poll right here,
Yep.
we all know somebody.
Hmm.
So, so here I
Yep.
am. I spent 3 years in dialysis, and then I received the gift of a deceased donor kidney by way of directed donation. So my donor's family, when they talked to the organ procurement organization about their loved one being a donor, they asked, is it possible to guarantee that a Black person receives his organs? And that's not legal. They have to go by who's on the list. But they said, if you know someone who needs a kidney or liver, which is what he could donate, you can designate that person and we will do the matching and see and try to make that happen. So because I had shared my story all over Facebook, they knew me. They reached out to me through a friend, and he was a suitable match for me. And so on Thanksgiving, the eve of Thanksgiving 2016, I received the precious gift of a kidney transplant. And I am forever grateful. And every morning when I wake up and my feet hit the ground, I know that I am charged with making a difference and spreading awareness and helping someone else who's following along in my footsteps.
Oh my God. How beautiful is that? Didn't I tell you, ladies? I told you her journey, her journey is just amazing. Kay Renee, you look as if you're in a serious thought about what Miss Monica has said. Go right ahead.
I have to gather my thoughts. Monica, thank you so much for sharing. And I apologize, ladies and gents, but that touched my heart because I do know I have family members who, one in particular, I'm thinking of, who is in need of a kidney transplant. And to hear your story, God definitely has a purpose for you. And just continue doing what you need to do. I'm, wow. I have no words right now.
Well, I'll just say that for your loved one who is waiting for a kidney transplant, one of the things that I do on a personal basis, besides my job, I coach people through transplant. It's not an easy process, and it's a lonely road. So I do coach people who want to move from dialysis to transplant and help them through that process. So if your loved one is somebody who's really who is interested in getting some help along that way, I'm here for them. I'd be happy to help.
That's so beautiful. What a blessing. I agree. I agree. Kim, anything you want to say as well to our guests right now?
Just thank you for the gift of what you're doing. You know, it takes courage sometimes to tell your story. And thank you for your courage.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you're doing, the coaching people through the transplant. I've known several people. I have a friend right now who's on the waiting list to get it. You know, she goes to dialysis 2 or 3 times. And I have another girlfriend whose father, she just lost her father because she thinks he got COVID through going to dialysis. And so, you know, but thank you for what you're doing. It's really great.
Yes.
Yeah. So you see, here we are on this show, this program together, and we all are directly impacted by this in our community. It's so prevalent and it's so important to share this message and to have these conversations because we're not alone. And it can be a very lonely road. It can be very isolating. It can be very shameful. You know, people look at dialysis centers like, you know, like it's, I don't know, some wrong place. You know, people don't necessarily do something wrong to become ill.
Right.
Right. Oh, I learned that firsthand.
We have to share our stories to help each other.
Of course.
And so there's no way that I can't share my story. I must share my story. And God has walked with me every step of the way through this. You know, I went from being a medical administrator, you know, to being a volunteer darn near full time, to now I am the director of outreach and government relations for the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois.
Wow.
And I'm getting paid to walk in my purpose. That's because that's what God had for me to do.
That's amazing.
Amen.
Amen. Yep.
I
That's
hope,
beautiful.
Monica, that you will also write a book on your story because
Mm-hmm.
well, you talk about reaching more people because your story definitely, my our spiritual mom always says your life may be the only Bible that someone else reads. And I'm telling you, you need to just put it whether it's an audio or in print format, you need to tell your story
Mm-hmm.
in that venue.
Agreed. Agreed.
Thank
Mm,
you.
Yeah.
wow. Monica, what can we do to help to be more a part? I know we're dealing with COVID, but can people go and get early testing? Should we be asking certain questions of our doctor? What do you want us as individuals to do starting now?
Sure. So, first of all, um, checking for kidney disease is not something that's on the regular panel of tests that are done when you go for your annual physical. They really don't look for kidney disease unless you have some pre-existing conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes, which I did not have. Um, so one way that you can, through National Kidney Foundation of Illinois, we have a kidney mobile and we do screenings all over the state of Illinois. Now, of course, COVID slowed us down. It actually brought us to a halt for a period of time. But we are now beginning to plan screenings again starting in May. And those screenings are free. We do a complete comprehensive screening where you leave with a printout of your results. You will know if you have any slight abnormalities. Some people find out for the first time that they have high blood pressure. Some people find out for the first time that they're diabetic. Some people have found out that they were in full-blown had kidney disease. You receive a comprehensive printout of all your results. You have a consultation with a medical professional, and you get referred appropriately back to your own doctor, in some cases directly to the emergency room. So that's one. That's what National Kidney Foundation of Illinois has to offer. For those of you who go to your regular doctor regularly, if they indicate any kind of abnormalities with your urine or with your blood tests, ask questions. Ask, what can we check? What could that possibly lead to? Did you check my creatinine level? The creatinine level is what is your kidney function. So those are the kind of things that you can do. Now, many people, and this is something that really um, bugs me. Some people have been diagnosed with kidney disease. There are 5 stages of kidney disease, starting with stage 1 up to stage 5. When you reach stage 5, you then need a dialysis or a transplant right away. And some people are told you have kidney disease. You're at stage 4, in about a year, you'll probably need dialysis.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
that's not that's not just the end of it. It is
Wow.
possible to stop the progression of kidney disease by lifestyle changes, by focusing on what you're eating, by working with a nutritionist who looks at your lab reports and dealing with what is affecting you. So there are lots of options that come between getting diagnosed with kidney disease and going straight to dialysis. And many people are not being given those options. So
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons why we work so hard to educate people um, through National Kidney Foundation of Illinois about what your options are. We have a a dietitian on staff at the foundation, Dr. Melissa Prest. You can
Mhm.
have a free consultation with her by calling our office.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Um, so we are really working hard to put things in place to help prevent the progression of kidney disease, to
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
educate people about what they can do to help
Mhm.
themselves, giving information, filling in the gaps of information that people aren't getting firsthand from their medical professionals sometimes.
Wow. Now, our good friend Debbie Green asked a question. Is there any particular thing we can eat that's good for the kidney? Because you know how you always hear, well, carrots is good for this and that's good. Anything in particular for the kidneys that you know of?
So I can't say that I know of what's good for your kidneys. I can tell you that the main things is to watch your salt intake. Basically, uh, a DASH diet is great. So any heart healthy diets are generally good for people to avoid the progression of kidney disease, but it really kidney diets are specific to the person.
Okay.
So once they look at your labs, they can tell you what you need to eat less of or eat more of, or what kind of vitamins or nutrients they might need to suggest to
Mm,
help in your specific situation. So there's
mhm.
no straight across the board uh, kidney. There are kidney friendly diets, and kidney friendly diets generally avoid certain things, like foods
Mhm.
that are high in potassium and high in phosphorus, that sort of thing. If you have
Mhm.
any signs of kidney failure, you should never drink any dark pop, no cola, no Pepsi. I haven't had a diet Pepsi in since 2013.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
So but yeah, we do have a dietitian on staff who can help people with their specific um, dietary needs with regard to their kidney health.
Very good. All right. Kim, any questions before we let our guests go tonight?
No, I hope that you have a website and a phone number for us to get the information that you just posted. I'm sure a lot of people will need and want that, especially that complimentary information from the dietitian.
Absolutely, yes. We with the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois, we are at www.nkfi.org.
I got
Um,
it. It's
I'm sure,
right
yep, I'm
here.
sure
Yep,
Chat
yep,
Daddy
yep.
will post it. Yep.
Yep, there
And
it is.
There it is.
yeah. And
Yep.
so World Kidney Day is coming up, and we're having a virtual celebration. It's a webinar with some really important educational talks and also a cooking demo. So it's going to be a fun program. Yours truly is the MC, so check me out.
Yay! She's all that in this
Yes.
world. Yay!
That's awesome.
Yes, very good.
How can we follow you on social media?
So let's see. I'm Monica Fox 99 on Instagram and Twitter. And on Facebook,
Okay.
I'm Monica Lewis Fox.
Got it. All
Hmm.
right.
Yeah, very good. Any other comments, ladies?
No, just
Thank
thank you
you.
for your
You
service.
Very,
are definitely
Thank
a
you.
shero. You are a
Yes, yes.
shero, and just
she
continue
is.
being blessed. And your daughter has been posting your great
Yeah.
Mimi. A great Mimi. Miss Olivia, congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she
She,
loves art too. She
yes.
and art had a thing going on before I ever even came into the picture.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
Oh,
right. Well, but I tell
all right.
everybody, I end up really becoming friends with everybody's mothers and grandmothers now. That's what saved me. That look, if I ever got stranded in the forest, baby, I could call people's mothers and grandmothers. I love their daughters, but I guarantee you, if I call that mother or that grandmama, oh baby, I'm coming to get you right now. Yes.
You got it. You got it right.
Yeah, yeah. So no, I
That's
do. Her
hilarious.
daughter is so fabulous. She really is. And we'll have to have her daughter on. And then one evening we'll have to have both of you ladies on, because really you and your daughter are like sisters more than mother and daughter. Because I just love the energy between the two of you. And then now to have that amazing young man to come into you all's life, I can only imagine when this world opens back up how fashionable he will be.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Well, I want to thank you for having me on and for
pleasure.
allowing me to share the message about kidney disease during this World Kidney Month. And I want to say happy International Women's Day to the ladies on this panel, and also to all the ladies in my life who, including my daughter, my mother, and my sister, aunts and my grandmother. You know, I come from a long line of strong, powerful women.
Right.
And also, shout out to my CEO, Jackie Bishop Burgess. She's been on your show too,
She
and
has.
she
Yes.
really
Yes.
is leading us. She is leading NKFI into the next level. I am
Yeah.
so thrilled to be working with her because we are doing some amazing things. So keep watching us.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
do me a favor. Please give Jackie a hug, your daughter. Just what an honor and a pleasure to have you here with us this evening. And as I said before, just always a ray of sunshine. Whatever we can do to continue to bring awareness to kidney disease and how people can, just get help is what we're here for. We're a health and wellness show. So we really do appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate being on. This was really fun.
Yay,
Awesome.
yay, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Miss Monica Fox. Look, girls, big round of applause.
Yes.
International Women's History Day. Today, she is our shero, our honoree, along with Miss Marla Goldberg, two women who shared just really great stories of just being here, being relevant, being positive, staying alive, doing the right things. Now more than ever, we need these type of messages. All right, Monica, we love you so much, my dear. We'll
Love you
see you soon.
too.
All right, good
Okay,
night.
bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yay. Don't forget the
It was
website,
Yay.
awesome.
the National Kidney Foundation, Illinois. Yay, yay, yay. How
It was
fabulous was
Yes.
awesome.
that? Wasn't that
Awesome.
Oh
good?
goodness.
Yay.
Awesome
How you ladies doing?
information.
You
Doing
know,
good.
Good.
given what she gave, I'm definitely going to pass that information on to my family member,
Good.
because that just, you don't. And I am an organ donor, so
Oh, nice.
I know about that gift of life. And so you hear all the stories, especially with and our relatives say, I don't want to do that, but it's very important. We're the type of race that needs these organs the most,
Mhm.
and we're the one that
Yes.
will not. We're so reluctant to give the gift of life. So she
Mm-hmm.
just gave me hope, and I just I'm going to pass her information along to a family member who's unfortunately in need of a kidney transplant.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I am an
Yeah.
organ donor too. And God forbid when the time come that if everything is not pickled, then somebody would be able to benefit from my inner pieces. But for the most part, they probably will be so pickled that they probably wouldn't be able to do much
Oh
with them.
gosh.
Yes, yes. So let's just
Oh
hope
my
all it,
goodness.
but I am an organ donor as well too. Maybe they might need a pickled liver or a pickled heart or whatever.
Stop.
Yes. All right. Yes. Well, with that
Oh
being
gosh.
said, we want to thank you guys once again for joining us. This is the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. We're going to ride this bus just a little bit longer because now we've got to talk about the most anticipated interview of the year so far. And really, this interview snuck up on us. We really did
It
not
did.
know that the queen of all media, the one and only Miss Oprah Winfrey, would be conducting an interview with Prince Harry and Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. What's her new last name? Well, Duchess of Sussex, I guess.
It's
Right,
Yeah.
Duchess Sussex,
Yeah.
but actually,
right,
this our interview was 3 years in the making because after they got married, she wanted to
right.
interview Meghan and Harry then, and she
Yes,
couldn't do it. So this was 3 years in
right.
the making.
3 years in the making. 17 million people tuned in last night. Oprah Winfrey did the doggone thing on CBS. For a lot of people, for those that do not have cable TV, much like myself, CBS is one of them stations you may or may not get. I don't know what the hell is that about. And I mean, I got high powered antennas, but I did see I got high powered antennas. My pictures are all crystal clear, all of that. But channel 2 is just one of them damn stations. Like you have to be standing on a certain corner to get channel 2. Because I had a lot of people call me last night and I said, "Oh, you don't have cable either." They said, "No." I said, "Right." I said, "It's called YouTube." YouTube. Yeah. So ladies, let's talk about this. We kind of was talking in Messenger last night. Who wants to
Mhm.
go first to just talk about this interview last night?
I will go first. I will say
Okay.
this, and then we can start this conversation. It was eye opening, but it wasn't surprising. Okay. When I say eye opening, the fact that Meghan and Harry were able to be so open and vulnerable with Oprah, it said a lot. They were truly honest and vulnerable. But as far as surprising what the content was said, it doesn't surprise me. It angered me. Some of the things that she revealed to Oprah. I was angry. I wasn't sad. I was angry. The fact that she had to go through what she went through. But you know, a lot of people, of course, the Brits are trying to save face and what happened. But we one thing about truth will prevail, and the truth has prevailed. So I know my sister can definitely. We've been talking about this ever since the interview ended. We were like on the
Right.
phone talking, like, Lord,
Yes.
can you believe this snitch?
All right.
So
So Kim, come on, because I got my notes. So go ahead and rip loose, but I got my notes.
Well, the first thing is, I was very surprised that Meghan kind of went in with the naivete about the situation with what goes on at the palace. We have all seen interviews with Princess Di, Fergie, which basically, if you go back and look at those interviews, co-sign everything that Meghan says. Many of us, I grew up, with the Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty complex. So you wait for the prince to come, and then you go and you live in the big castle, and you live happily ever after. I've even been to both of the castles at Disney World and Disneyland looking for the prince. But the interesting thing about it is that they don't tell you what you are stripped of when you get into that castle. So she was basically stripped of her identity. Imagine,
Mhm.
if you will, you don't have a driver's license, you don't have keys to the car, you don't have credit cards. So the things that you and I do every day are taken away. So, like my brother said, you can't do Uber Eats, you can't order anything on Amazon. And then for those of us who do go to therapy, when you do need help, you can't even do that. So basically, you really are trapped, right?
Right.
In that you can't talk to the people that you used to. You can't choose a church, right? You can't choose a cleaners.
fellowship, right?
So that was the thing that I never thought about, even going back to Princess Diana and then on to Fergie and other people. You are basically trapped in that castle. And no
Mhm.
wonder she was having those feelings that she did of suicide.
That's right.
Okay. Well, with that being said, because I got a lot to say with that, have you finished, Kim, or you want to
Yes, I
continue on?
have. I finished. I
Okay.
finished.
All right. So Megan admitted there was times when she just didn't want to be alive anymore. Megan and Harry both recounted that there were concerns and conversations inside the family about their first child and how dark his skin might be. Harry
Mhm.
said his father, Prince Charles, stopped taking his phone calls when Harry was considering a step back from the royal life, and went on to tell about the fractured relationship that he now has with his father.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the deal. Meghan and Harry is of a new generation. Meghan and Harry is of the truth telling generation. They are that Harry saw what his mom went through.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that when you witness foolishness and you finally get a chance to break up out of it, no
Mm-hmm.
amount of wealth, no amount of fame. Keep in mind, this young man's grandmother's picture is on every damn thing. Everybody honors her, loves her, whatever the case may be. And he is now choosing a mulatto woman to live the rest of his life with. And here's the deal. I understood her naivete. I really do. Because imagine here you are, just an everyday actress from Hollywood. You cute, you nice looking. You've now garnered the attention of a prince. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
one would think, Child, I'm just gonna go live in a palace and I'm gonna go have servants, but I'm still gonna be able to go eat avocado toast with Kay, Renee, and Kim when I want to, and all of that. And she probably was just so happy to get her prince that she never thought about, well, damn, I'm a prisoner now. You know what I'm saying? I bet you that's
Mhm.
what it is. Because how many people have gotten into those type of situations? Married an
Yeah,
athlete because you knew
right,
it would be fame, married an entertainer, whatever the case may be. We've all been in that situation.
right. And then, but the thing also that struck me was how protective Harry was of his grandmother. And even when Oprah came on the show on CBS this morning, and Oprah kept saying, "Well, who was the one that asked about the skin color?" And he never said. But then this morning, she said Harry wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it wasn't
Right.
his grandmother and it wasn't his grandfather. In fact, he
Right.
still talks to the Queen regularly. She called him for
Right.
Christmas to find out what Archie, his son,
Wanted.
wanted for Christmas. He wanted a waffle maker. So I thought that was cute. Oh, and by the way, they are having a little girl this summer. So
Yes,
That's
you're
yes,
right.
they
right.
are.
And I also, going back, I think the queen is trying to right her wrongs.
Me
If you
too.
think about it, what has really led us all up to this is the fact that the queen did not allow Charles to marry Camilla. And so
Mm-hmm.
as a result, he married Prince Diana, still continued his relationship with Camilla, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually after, that broke them up, and eventually he ended up marrying her. I think, and you all know what is known as generational curses. I think the
Mm-hmm.
queen is the only one that has had a lasting marriage in that monarchy
In the family.
Mm-hmm.
That's
as of
true.
late,
She is.
except for
That's
the
true.
granddaughters of Fergie and Andrew. And so I think Prince Anne is divorced.
She
Fergie
is.
and Andrew got divorced. Prince Charles got divorced. So this is a way of breaking that generational curse of divorces in that family by letting people do not just being so into that monarchy, but letting people live their lives as organically as they should be able to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the sad part, and somebody even put this comment up here. Imagine you are dealing with depression and you have to go to the HR department to tell them you dealing with depression. She had to talk
And
to
that and that
somebody
and
in
that was
HR.
and Art, let me just be clear on that. When she said that, she let them know, look, I am not feeling well. I am having some suicidal, and the word she said, suicidal thoughts. And their response was, well, we understand, but because you're not a paid member of the family, we can't help you. Now, when you get a response like that, the thing that, and she said this, the one thing she regretted was they didn't protect her. She believed them whatever she was asked to do because she called them the what? The firm, the
Mhm.
institution. So there's two separate entities, right? There's the queen, the and the family, but then there's the institution of people who
Mhm.
run the monarchy.
And,
Right.
and and
So
excuse me, Kay Renee. Diana mentions that group too in the interview that she
Mm-hmm.
did
exactly,
with Martin
she did
Bashir.
that. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly
Mhm.
right. So can you imagine? And mind you, guys, this woman was still pregnant. For
Mhm.
those women who are listening to our show, when you are pregnant, you go through hormonal changes. You go through sometimes your body changes. Your mental state is not as solid as you would like. So to
Mhm.
hear not only the fact that she was honest, was vulnerable, was courageous enough to say, "Look, I'm not feeling well. I need help." For them to abandon her, and then at the same time hearing about, they're wondering how what Archie's going to look like when he comes, what dark skin tone. That's enough to make, as we say, a Negro turn black, literally.
Black. Right.
So,
Black.
and in hindsight, when you look at pictures, she was talking about
Mhm.
what she was going through. You can see it. The fact that Harry had to share about the fact he has not spoken to his dad, that he was, estranged from his father. You could see the pain on his face. And to me, I'm glad that even though he said he loves his father, but trust and believe, they are very glad that they are in a state of grace where they can be free now to express themselves. She's going to
Mhm.
have, I hope, a very healthy girl. I remember when they announced in that I post, I said, I hope it's a girl.
Mhm.
And I think even Oprah, to a certain degree, when she mentioned the fact that they were even talking about Archie's tone, the look on Oprah's face was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
"What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
So, again, I said earlier, Art and Kim, the interview was eye-opening, but it wasn't surprising. And
Hmm.
I think the monarchy, they need to really catch up because Meghan had said in her interview that 70% of the Commonwealth countries that represent the United Kingdom look like us.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And the
Yep.
reason why
Yep.
you think about Kim and I talked about this last night when Diana and Prince Charles were on an Australian tour. Everyone loved Diana. There was some,
Hmm.
somebody had some meow mix, some
Right.
haterade.
Right.
This happened, history repeated itself again when Meghan and Prince Harry went on their Australian tour and everyone loved Meghan. So they could
Hmm.
not imagine deep down, first of all, they couldn't imagine that he went and dated this woman. Then he wanted to marry her. Now they having children. As quiet as it's kept, we know about the history of the monarchy. We know there's some black blood in the monarchy. They don't want to say it, but it's true. I mean,
Right.
think about
Right.
the series Bridgerton. So,
Well,
all,
yeah.
let me finish. All I'm saying is that this ugly scab is now being exposed. The
Yes, it
question
is.
is, what
Hmm.
are they going to do about it? They're going to man up. They're going to woman up and say, you know what? We are sorry. Are they going to continue this downward spiral with the tabloids, with the British tabloids and the media? Because they have, Harry even mentioned they're afraid. They're afraid to find out who is in the paper. It just really they get
Hmm.
nervous about it. One thing I was just so happy of Harry. He truly loves Meghan. He was like, I'm taking my baby, and my baby's mama out of this toxic environment. He got help from another billionaire, Mr. Tyler Perry, because remember, not only they were in Canada when they were told, well, we're not going to be responsible for your safety, your wife's safety, or the baby's safety. They had to leave Canada to come find a place of safety and solitude. That's a lot of stress on a young family. So, as I said, eye opening, not surprising.
Okay, Kim, what were you gonna say?
The last thing I wanted to say is that the royal family is trying to come up with a statement. They are not rushing it, but they are working on a statement to come out to talk about this.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm very sure. This story, by the time we get to Relationship Thursday, there will be more to this story. That's why I always tell you, ladies, I said, look, honey, yes, as much as it's Monday, I always don't out Kim, whenever I talk to you, don't always say, I said, girl, give it to Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And by that time, right, because really, the queen done had maybe a couple of gin and tonics. She done
Hot
adjusted
She keeps
herself
toddy.
in
a
her
few
purse.
times.
Hot
Right,
toddy. She probably
right,
had a hot
right, right.
toddy.
She done dug in her purse a few times. She done, you know what I'm saying? She done said, well, now ain't this some snitch? They done got on here with Oprah and done told all the damn business. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Well, they didn't. Well, they didn't tell everything because if they could, they know. They probably know who made the statement.
Right.
But Megan and Harry said he will never say it again. Megan said it will be very damaging. But I want to say 2 points. One, the fact that a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know this. That they were already married 3 days prior to the actual wedding. They disclosed that. And which was not, I had to give Diana, wherever she is in the universe, that she set up for Harry and William because he said if it had not been for his mother making sure of her wealth, that he could not have done the things that he did to save his family.
Right. Right.
So,
Very good. Kim, what were you gonna say?
I just want to know who plays Tyler Perry in the next season of The Queen.
shut up.
I don't know. I don't know. There was some issues where they said, Megan didn't realize she had to curtsy to the
Yeah.
queen. Okay, yeah, you have to curtsy to the queen. All of this I chalk up to young, not knowing. I mean, let me put it to you like this: if I was Meghan Markle and I done bumped up on Prince Harry, and we decided we finna do the McNasty and we want to hang out and hook up with each other, I guarantee you, I would only know Prince Harry's what he like and what he want. Everything else you
Whatever
would
you
have to,
like.
huh?
Whatever
Yeah,
you like.
right. Everything else you would have to literally teach me. Oh, tomorrow night we'll review Coming to America 2 tomorrow night, you guys. But listen, I mean, yeah, you would have to teach me all that. You would have to teach me not to grab the queen. You'd have to teach me how to, not to holler across the castle. Just ignorant ways that I don't care what race you are, you bring ignorant ways with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you black, white, Asian, whatever. We
So wait
all
a minute.
bring,
Let
huh?
me let me ask this question. So you don't, if you were gonna marry your prince or princess, but prince,
Yeah, yes, my
you would
prince.
do it. Now, see, Kim and I, I kind of disagree because as we talked about dating dilemmas, if you gonna even come to my house, if you gonna come get my number, you are already Googled. I'm gonna know who you are, name, rank, and serial number, your mama's rate, name, rank, and serial number. I'm gonna know all that. So that's one thing I will say, that, and Meg is an actress, so it's not like if she didn't know, she can tell somebody, delegate, I need you to know what's going on. So that's the one thing because she wasn't a young girl when she married him. She was in her 30s. So it's not like she 18 and trying to, that's the only thing. The one thing I will say, she should have at least she did a research for a role, so she could do research because she was gonna be, this is the greatest role of her life, being the Duchess, right? I mean, I'm just saying. I think,
Right.
in hindsight, she should have, done her homework. But again, anything when you're married, when you're trying to get to your new husband or wife, it's a learning curve. I get it, but hindsight, did the homework. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe she might be a Scorpio like me. Hell, I learn as I go. But then maybe that's why I'm in the situation I'm in. Maybe that's why
But
I'm in
you,
the situation I'm in.
no, but you do your research. All right, don't get that twisted now.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I do. Oh, I really do. And if I
Okay.
look, I went out with somebody one time, and oh, they were so in love with me, so in love with me, and we took a selfie somewhere. And I said, listen, if I post this selfie and you ain't right, I guarantee you, in less than 30 minutes, it's gonna come back. I so baby, I love you. You and me, we're gonna be together forever. I said, you sure? I said, because if I post this selfie,
A lot of people gonna know.
That's right. What
honey,
happened?
honey, I hadn't even paid the check at the restaurant before somebody had responded back to let me know
Oh gosh.
that I was with a fool. That I was with a fool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
gosh.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You understand me? Yeah. Uh-uh.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we didn't even get to dessert
Everybody
before.
don't do, but no, everybody
Yeah.
don't, but I do. If I have
Yeah.
to, I will.
Right. Yeah. I
Uh,
get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. All right, ladies, in closing, anything else you all want to say? Oh, and Megan is a Leo. She's a Leo, so she's a leader.
oh,
Yeah,
she a
Megan.
Leo.
Yeah,
Okay.
Megan's
All
a
right.
Leo.
Or she an
All
August
right.
baby.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
All right.
kudos
August or
to
July
just
baby.
kudos to Oprah, who's showing
Yes.
us why she's the GOAT.
Yes.
Why she
Yes.
is the GOAT.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
because
Why she is the
When
go? And
Harry said that, when Harry mentioned that, he goes, when my father was taking my calls, and I was like, what? And then Oprah looped back to that. She's like, now wait a minute. Because
Right.
she made a point. She said, like, let's come back to that. He don't take your calls. I said,
right.
thank you, Oprah.
Right. Yes. Well, some of that with Oprah last
And
night, she looked a little upset. Other parts, she looked like, tell me some more. And then other parts, she was like,
right.
wait, now hold it, because I need a 2-part series, a 3-part series.
Right.
She knew what she
I'm
was
gonna need a
doing.
cigarette.
Right.
And
I'm
not
gonna
only
need a
that,
cigarette. Right.
I think also, I think of all the interviews that Oprah has done, and she's done a lot over the years, I believe this is the best interview
Mm-hmm,
that she has done.
mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
I just
It
really,
Well,
was
I
amazing.
believe this is the best one.
Well, Debbie wants to know what was that outfit she had on last night.
She was casual. I was kind of surprised, Debbie. I was like, I loved her glasses. I
Right,
did.
she doing great glasses these days. Everybody doing great glasses.
I love
Yes.
her glass, but I didn't get the. I mean, whoever's house she was in, her and Megan and Harry. Harry's a Virgo like me. He's a Virgo. I'm a Virgo too. So, um, he was very protective of his family, and you gotta give it to her.
Yeah, we do. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. That's the kind of love I want. That it's so
Okay,
good to you, and you so happy that you leave royalty. Royalty.
that's right.
You leave royalty.
Lovely, lovely.
Most of
That's
y'all
right.
just leave the ghetto, the trailer park, the old neighborhood. Most of y'all might marry up to the suburbs or maybe somebody with a condo somewhere. But this dude left royalty. Like the money in his pocket, his grandmama picture is on it, and he walked away from
Okay,
all of that. So I don't care
that's
how
right.
naive y'all thought Megan was. I don't care whatever it is. Her yum yum made him walk away from royalty.
Sure
That's the kind of
did.
yum. That's
That's
the kind of
right.
yum yum
I ain't
you
mad
all
at
want.
you.
Yeah, everybody. I don't even care if you ain't got yum yum. You need to have something that
You
makes
got
somebody
she got she
right.
got some she got some good yum yum. How about
Right,
that?
right. Even for dudes that ain't got no yum yum, something need to make you. Anytime somebody say, you know
Right.
what, I'm leaving all of this.
That,
I'm leaving.
that title for you? Come on now.
Wow.
Right, right.
Wow.
That
As
to
as
me is
my late
love.
as my late father would say, that's as my late father would say, Art and Kim, that's some wug.
Do you
Good
understand
love.
me?
Wug.
Right, right.
Wug.
That yes. But here's the deal: Auntie Oprah is not gonna let them perish. Tyler Perry is not gonna let
Oh
them
no.
perish. They
No.
are right. As we, when they first moved to the United
Hmm.
States, what
Hmm.
did I tell you all? I said they not on Section 8 and they not
They
waiting on a
sure not.
stimulus check. They not waiting on
They sure
Section 8
not.
or a stimulus check. Right. So yeah, they
That's
they they
right.
gonna be all right. Yes. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, girls, we have done the doggone thing tonight. I'm tired. This has been a
Yes, we
good
have.
show. It really has.
Yes.
It
The
has been.
fabulous Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks. Go ahead with your closing thoughts tonight.
Just want to tell people that even though things are getting better with the vaccine, we know that there are a lot of people that still are in need right now. And God has not forgotten you during this time of need. So just keep praying, stay humble, keep praising, keep pushing. God has not forgotten you, and He will answer your prayers. I guarantee it. A no today may be a better yes tomorrow. And I say that to everyone tonight. God bless you. And again, Art, thank you for having little old me on your show. I really appreciate it.
No, honey, are you kidding me? I was just talking to somebody about this show, and they just said what a blessing and a miracle this show has been. Just to know it was created during the pandemic, just to know the quality of conversation and product and things that we bring to people, that this is unheard of for a beginner internet show. We're just trying to get people to follow and all of that, but we have delivered night after night. And whenever you two ladies are here, I'm really appreciative of you both. And you are both my sheroes as well. K Renee, my darling, what it is that you need to say, my dear. Oh, wait, let me put Sister Girl Speaks thing up there. I'm going to give me an
Yes.
intern.
Oh, and I just tell everyone,
Yes.
real quick, Art, real quick,
Yes, darling.
the killer of George Floyd is going on trial. They are picking the jury this week.
Yes.
For
Yes.
those, I will be watching it. You can watch it on Court TV. The opening argument should start on the 28th. They're in the process of picking the jury now. For those who follow me on Twitter, especially, I will be following this trial very closely and maybe going live about some updates from time to time.
And then you'll be recapping us here on the show now. So you all
That's
please
right.
follow her as Sister Girl Speaks on all social media platforms. On all social media platforms. Yes, follow her. All right, go ahead, darling Miss K Renee. It's your turn, my dear.
Well, I have been really blessed to be with you. I can't believe for me it'll be almost a year. Um, and tonight was just very eye-opening, and obviously the message that came through both Marla and Monica, I needed. So again, Art, I thank you. I thank you for the continued friendship and love that you've bestowed upon me. I thank you, Miss Kim Coleman, my newfound sister from another mister. We're just going to continue this journey with our new podcast. And even though I posted this nugget yesterday, given the fact it's International Women's Day, this is very relevant. A strong woman stands up for herself. A stronger woman stands up for someone else.
Mm-mm.
That's all I got to say.
Baby, I love that. I love that. I really do. Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com. Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com. Oh, don't cry, boo. That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. You done got my hormones raging like Crisco up in here tonight. Oh Lord. Lord, you got my hormones raging like Crisco. Good Lord Almighty. For anybody who feel as if you might be considering suicide, we want to remind you guys that the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 800-273-8255, 800-273-8255 is where you can go. We're working on getting therapists back on the show next week. We're going to talk about the Meghan Markle situation more in detail because that's really nothing to play with. Being someone who myself has considered suicide several times and not having a resource or somebody wanting to help the way you want to be helped. I didn't do it, but you do want to know that you can get the help if needed, and it was very poor. So we will be talking to some people next week about what we can do to be more in the forefront if you do feel suicidal. All right, ladies, I love you both. I really, really do. Let's get some
more. All right.
feedback. Oh, I love you guys, honey. This has been amazing therapy. Are you kidding me?
I love when Art says, "Are you kidding me?"
Are you kidding me, my child, honey? This is what keeps folks out of
Cook County. You got to get some t-shirts with that, Art.
Oh, I am. Yeah. We got merchandise coming. Yes, honey.
Okay.
Look,
are you kidding me?
This is what people do to stay out of Cook County Jail. Let's see. Right. Let me get our feedback from everybody tonight. Yeah, honey, you have to redirect that energy. If not, you've been snapped on somebody. So thank you so much, Wamelda. We love you and adore you, Wamelda, as always. She says, Wamelda. Yes, absolutely. Our good friend, Mr. Joseph from over in the Cincinnati area. We appreciate him. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Debbie Green. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Miss Debbie.
Thank you,
yes,
Debbie.
Absolutely. To our amazing guest tonight and a Leo, Miss Monica Lewis Fox.
Yes,
great.
Yes. Oh, and ladies, I did find out for those of us that do not have channel 2, it is 48.3 on digital TV. I didn't know. I'm gonna have to go and find it tonight. I am, because I ain't watched channel 2 in so long. Hell, I thought they had went out of business. I know, like the Latifah thing. Look, I'm just, this new world we living in now is just, just amazing. Yeah. So yeah, we did find out about channel 2. Let me find out this mess. This is a damn shame that all of us that watch the show don't know nothing about no damn. Look, and Kim, this ain't got nothing to do with you where you are.
But you can download the CBS. You can download the CBS app. Just make sure it's the basic CBS, and you can rewatch the interview. Yes.
Oh, really? Now, how much is it to have that CBS app? Now, how much is that?
It's free. It's free. You know, I'm all about free.
That's good.
Oh, well, girl, look. Okay, then. Well, Kim, my show will be doing that. Okay, so CBS channel 2 is 48.3. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I ain't know that because I miss Cheryl Underwood and them on their show and everything, child. I'm telling you, I was like, oh well, channel 2 just disappeared. Right. I know. Yeah. Now, channel 2 had me on there, I'd be able to find channel 2. Hello, channel 2. I'm available. Yes, right. No, CBS did not go out of business, Monica. No, they did not. They still around. All right. Let's see. Rescan your channels. I did, Watika, and channel 2 don't ever come in. It does not. Candace Lewis, we love you. Matter of fact, my friend, he called me last night too, talking about, I'm trying to see that Oprah interview. I said, well, scan your TV. He said, I done did it 3 times. I said, ain't no channel 2. Channel 2 gone. They done went out of business. No, channel 2 is still around. It's still around. It's still around. All right, it's time for us to get out of here. We're a little stir crazy. Y'all know my favorite Monday night show is The Good Doctor.
Yes,
I'm
so
still
go see
trying to figure out. Right, I'm still trying to figure out how The Good Doctor is having more sex than me. But
You
we'll
may
just
need,
leave it
I'm
there.
telling you, you may need to reach out to him, Art, and have him on the show. How about that?
Baby, The
You can
Good
ask the
Doctor.
question yourself.
Honey, I got to ask The Good Doctor because I'm like, you got all kind of issues going on and having more sex than me. Maybe I need to up my issues.
Oh,
Maybe I need to up my issues. I don't know. Right. Okay. Okay. On behalf of my 2 amazing co-hosts on this International Women's Day, History Women's Day. We love you, ladies. We do. Thank you to Miss Kim Coleman, aka Sister Girl Speaks. Thank you to Miss
Yes.
Kay Renee Mason of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. These 2 beautiful ladies, along with Mr. Chris Bass, will be here tomorrow night. Dr. Janet Seabrook, and then we're going to talk about why Pepe Le Pew is now up against rape charges.
Oh gosh.
Pepe Le
On that
Pew.
note.
Pepe
On
Le
that
Pew.
note.
Right, Pepe Le Pew. So tomorrow night we'll talk about a bunch of inappropriate things from our childhood up into this very day, like the crotch snatching president that just left the White House. Okay, on that note, we out of here. Let me get some more comments. Crotch snatching. But Pepe Le Pew is going up on rape charges. I can't believe. Right. Oh, Monica Fox, like me, she loved A Good Doctor. Monica, I got to figure out how he having all that sex. But okay. Thank you, Debbie Green. Wonderful show as always. We love you guys. All right, we out of here. Say good night, ladies.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We love you all.
Bye,
God
guys.
bless.
Be safe.
Good night.
Wear their mask.